Okay, let's dive right into this explainer. Today we're tackling a seriously frustrating reality. Why do so many of us work incredibly hard, really grinding day in and day out, but we never actually move the needle? We're so quick to blame bad luck, right? Or maybe a lack of resources. But the research we're breaking down today points to something much, much deeper. It's the invisible architecture of your own psychology.
Which brings up a really uncomfortable, deeply personal question that we all have to face. Why do you stay stuck? Think about it. If you're putting in all this effort but not seeing any real results, there's a major disconnect happening. And biologically speaking, feeling stuck is rarely a physical limitation. It's actually a psychological barrier. Your brain literally erected a wall just to keep you safe.
So what exactly is building that wall? Well, these hidden traps act as the silent architects of your failure. We're talking distractions, clinging to our comfort zones, that paralyzing fear of failure, instant gratification, and just plain inconsistent habits. These aren't just character flaws. In psychology, this is known as your brain actively seeking cognitive ease. It's basically deploying deeply ingrained defense mechanisms so it can avoid burning up any unnecessary energy.
Moving right into Section 1, the brain's design and exactly why comfort is ultimately the enemy here.
So, from an evolutionary standpoint, your brain is entirely wired for survival, which basically just means conserving energy at all costs. And the ultimate tool it uses to keep you nice and comfortable is dopamine. But here's the really wild psychological twist. Dopamine isn't just about feeling pleasure, it's actually about the anticipation of a reward. So in our modern world, with endless social media and junk food, your brain gets totally tricked. It starts craving these cheap, instant dopamine hits, which completely sabotages your drive for hard, long-term success.
But if cheap dopamine is the trap, delayed gratification is your absolute escape route. It is the conscious psychological override of your evolutionary programming. It's essentially your prefrontal cortex stepping in, looking at an easy immediate reward, saying no way, and choosing to endure temporary discomfort for a massive payoff down the road.
And honestly, this is exactly why relying on motivation will always fail you, while discipline will not. Motivation is just an emotion, and like all emotions, it's totally fleeting. It comes and goes. If you rely on it, you're literally leaving your future up to chance. Discipline, on the other hand, that's a psychological system. It operates completely independently of your mood, forcing you to just do the work, even when your brain is screaming for a quick dopamine hit.
Now here's where the psychology gets really fascinating. Every consistent action you take actually changes your psychological identity from the inside out. There's a biological process for this called neuroplasticity. Every single time you choose discipline over comfort, you physically rewire the neural pathways in your brain. Over time, that initial friction fades away, and doing the hard things simply becomes a part of who you are.
All right, let's look at Section 2, the journey, how we actually go from ordinary to disciplined.
Just imagine someone finally deciding to fight back against their own brain chemistry. On day 1, committing to daily discomfort is pure, agonizing friction. The brain fights back so hard. But by month 1, you enter this messy middle, where motivation is completely dead, but discipline is just starting to take root. Fast forward to year 1, and the identity has entirely shifted. The habits have solidified, and what used to be a monumental daily struggle is now just their baseline normal.
That internal shift is perfectly captured in this idea. It wasn't about feeling inspired, it was about showing up when I didn't want to. Wow. That right there is the silent architecture of success. It's built in the shadows, on the exact days you have zero energy and literally every fiber of your being wants to quit.
So, how do we actually do it? That brings us to Section 3, the action plan, rewiring your brain today.
Because look, understanding all this psychology is totally useless if we don't actually apply it. So here's the playbook. First, embrace daily discomfort to build up your tolerance for friction. Second, delay rewards. Seriously, put your phone in another room and train your brain to just wait. Third, build consistency with incredibly small daily acts. Fourth, ignore your moods completely and treat your tasks as non-negotiable. And finally, reframe failure. In psychology, a failure isn't a stop sign, it's literally just data for your next attempt.
As we wrap this explainer up, you have to realize it all comes down to micro choices. Do you hit snooze, or do you get up? Do you scroll for another hour, or do you focus? Your brain is going to constantly lobby for the easy way out. But now that you understand the silent architecture at play, you know that every single micro choice literally wires your brain for either success or stagnation.
Your ultimate success is entirely in your own hands, dictated by relentless daily discipline. If this deep dive helped you see success a little differently, definitely subscribe to our channel for more breakdowns. But I want to leave you with this one provocative thought. If your brain is constantly rewiring itself based on the exact actions you take today, who are you wiring yourself to become tomorrow?